Hey guys, it's your boy Kenny Boulder with another Pokemon video, and obviously gambling is a problem. A lot of folks gamble a lot of their life savings away to get that chase, that thrill, and sometimes you gotta avoid that gambling habits. And unfortunately, today we're talking about Pokemon gambling addiction. So Pokemon card addiction, gambling. My husband has racked up a lot of debt, nearly $100,000 buying Pokemon cards. 70K of this was paid off, but since then, he's racked up another $27,000 since December. I know nothing about these cards or industry, but I need a way for him to not have the ability to buy anymore. How can I get rid of what he has already? What can I do to physically stop him from buying any more? Are there any more Pokemon forums I can join where I can name him and tell him not to sell anymore? This is an insane story. I am shook that someone would be $100,000 in debt buying Pokemon cards. Earlier this year, I talked about a story about someone spending 25K, but $100,000 is like a mortgage. You're taking a mortgage of buying Pokemon cards. So holy shoot, acceptable grade. And I'm just curious, like, did they post any other things? There's some other comments. It's all in here. So we're gonna go through some of the comments. First off, the comments here though. One time I got 2 ETBs at Best Buy and I felt guilty for a week. Seek help and talk to a professional for these spending issues. No one on Reddit has the answers you're looking for. Exactly. This is key. Redditors are not the place to ask for gambling help. You need professional help to help with this massive spending issue. Treat it as a mental health health situation and hold firm but compassionate boundaries. Explore selling large portions of the collection and frame it as refining his collection down to what fits his niche his passion most. Luckily, depending on what he brought, the whole Pokemon market is up, so he can potentially take a profit depending on what he sells. If he can find someone to buy things 70 to 80% of market value, good luck. This isn't a hobby to him. It's a gambling addiction. You should treat it as such. You can't physically stop an adult from his addiction, nor should you try because it'll never work. He needs to come to the realization of himself that he's destroying his life and yours. It's 100% mental. I hate to say it, but he needs to fall hard before he will learn, if he ever will. You either go through hell with him through therapy and recovery, or relieve yourself and leave before you're in too deep. Whichever option you choose, your first prerogative should be to separate your finances from his entirely. Gamblers Anonymous. I mean, end of the day, this is a serious problem. And I know this is a channel that focuses on Pokemon cards as a hobby, as a passion, but gambling and investing or tossing all your money into a pot of Pokemon cards is not ideal. I think it's just really kind of sad because this is a situation where I can relate to. I grew up with a lot of family members who were addicted to gambling, and gambling is very, very hard to get out. When you're in the hole, when you're in that mental headspace, it's hard to get out of that mental headspace because you're chasing that like thrill, you're chasing the dopamine, you're chasing the serotonin in your brain, your chemical imbalance of gambling. So I feel for this person. The comment that she wrote though 10 hours ago. Thank you for those of you that provide some helpful advice. Just a few points to clarify. I am aware, and he is aware, that this is a gambling addiction. He is getting treatment for this already. 2. I'm trying to do what I can to help with the debt. I'm not selling his cards without his knowledge or consent, but I don't want him to actively involve me in selling them. As he's an addict, I don't think it's healthy for him to be part of any sort of Pokemon process now, so that's why I'm trying to learn the process. Thank you so much to everyone who has offered to help me understand the value of cards. I'll be taking inventory of what he's got over the next few days and sending pictures over. He has given a lot of product to shops on consignment and waiting for them to sell. He has agreed to let me take financial control. He will only have access to our joint debit cards, which I'll keep minimal money in. I'm not a horrible person, I understand this hobby, etc., but I don't want to lose my house or life I've built, and if this continues, that's where we'll be. Trying to stop him from gambling this, what they sometimes advise in Gamblers Anonymous. Traditional betting, there is a GameStop, so hopefully there is something similar to this sort of gambling. He truly believed he would make a business out of this. He was streaming on whatnot one point, and I think he thought he was investing in his business, and then he got out of control with him spending more than he could afford to make it back. This is not fake. It's our sad reality right now. On a side note, on this recent regular lapse, I've been told it's sports cards. He had also some Marvel, Harry Potter, and some signed Game of Thrones. Anyone got any ideas where to get info about if there anything worth it? Jesus, this is insane. I feel bad. This is a partner. This is someone who really cares about their partner. And this is not an easy position to be in. And I hate to say it. A lot of us can relate to this because when you're in that mindset, when you're in that spiral, you really do spiral. And it's a terrible position to be in. It's a terrible situation to be in, to lose control of someone and to see someone lose control like that. And I know a lot of folks are saying that, like, hey, it's children's cardboard. Exactly. This is cards. This is collectibles. But gambling can happen in anything. It can happen in stocks. It can happen in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It can happen in Magic the Gathering cards, Pokemon cards. These things are not typical, like atypical, And I think a lot of these poker investor bros here, that's the thing is that, hey, I'm going to stream, I'm going to make money, I'm going to sell my pulls, I'm going to sell the Pokemon cards I find, and I'm going to make this into like a career. And I hate to say it, you shouldn't. This is like an example of what you should not do because you're risking everything. This is not something to be messing around with. You should not be putting your livelihood, your career, all your money in this basket because it's going to burn. And yeah, some Redditors, I think, got good advice, get help. And it is a buyer's market. Like, you can sell stuff for some profit, but is this sustainable and ideal? Absolutely not. This is, in my opinion, dangerous, and it could easily blow up in your face immediately. Other comments, what I saw is that he sold a lot of stuff, but is now left with stuff that he won't sell apparently. Where and who can I go to and understand what stuff is worth? I don't trust him to sell himself, but I also feel like if I try and sell it, I'll get scammed because I have no clue what this stuff is to sell for. I'm sorry. This is brutal. Like, end of the day, I think that you should get, this is my unsolicited advice. Like, he needs to make this choice himself. And I know this is a joint account, and I know she's trying her best here to help him out here, but end of the day, it's going to be on him to really figure out what to sell and what he wants to, sell. And, of course, if he's over $100,000 in debt, this is insane. All right, next one. My husband spent $10,000 in Pokemon slabs without telling me. Forgot my birthday, and we were struggling financially. Am I overreacting for wanting a divorce? This is what can happen, guys. If you fumble the bag, if you are so into this grind set, and if you're buying and spending money that is, your partner's cash, you're going to get a divorce. This should be a cautionary tale of not being too deep into the Pokemon gambling. And again, it sucks I have to say this. It sucks I have to tell the world, the internet, that, this could happen. And I hate to say it, it sucks. Comments. I wouldn't call this a reaction. This is incredibly selfish, incredibly idiotic thing for him to do. OP guy here, get the fuck out. Your husband is a financial Titanic. Immediately private confer with a seasoned family attorney or discuss your entitlements and alternatives regarding divorce. Document his final misconduct. Seek that amount from the share of the material assets. 10K Pokemon cards is wild, especially with a 10K mortgage. What the fuck is he doing? Sell the cards, stop waffling, sell all and any cards. Collectibles are for those who can afford it. You are not ready. Damn. Hopefully you can find a partner next time. Sorry, what are Pokemon slabs anyway? Pokemon slabs are graded cards, by the way. They're basically, PSA cards that are just, Definitely valid that you want all this. His impulse spending will keep you on the brink of disaster. As a collector, leave him. He has a form of gambling addiction, plain and simple. He needs help and will need to seek it on his own. And it just goes on, guys. Spending $10,000 and forgetting your partner's birthday is just not okay. And I hate to say it. It's just, the people who fall in the addiction, they're tunnel vision. They don't see anything past the tunnel. They don't see anything past that chase. And I feel for these people. These are two stories I've seen within 24 hours. So the fact that we're seeing this now is a sign that people need to get help. People need to get out of this addiction. And that the marketing, whatever you want to call it, the social media love, likes, the people saying like this is good, this is bad. This is an example why we should be avoiding this behavior, avoiding gambling, avoiding spending more than you can spend. And I say this as someone who loves Pokemon. Pokemon is not worth it. It is not worth doing this amount of gambling. It just isn't. And if you can make a career out of this, don't. It's not worth it. You're in it for the wrong reasons. You should use your time. You should use your passion for other things. And I think it's important because at the end of the day, you should care your partner, care about their birthdays, make sure you're there for them because life is so short and it isn't worth risking. And I would never do this for my own self. And I hope that this is an example of what we can do to be better just because it's not worth it. I ask and I'm imploring if you're watching this and you're like $10,000 in debt right now because of Pokemon cards, it is time to find a new hobby. It is time to get out of the hobby. It is not worth doing this because you could risk it. You could lose your partner. You could lose your mortgage. You can lose your family. Don't do this, guys. Put that money in a retirement fund. Put that money somewhere safe. I don't even care if it's under your mattress. Just do something else than spending on Pokemon cards because it isn't worth it. And I know that in Poke Investor Bros, these scalpers, the money that you can gain from this is like, you should do it. It's absolutely worth it. It isn't. And I'm telling you this right now because the market's going to burst one day. And it's going to burst either pretty soon because the economy is tanking. Let's be real, guys. Like the recession's around the corner. So you shouldn't be hoarding all your Pokemon cards. You should be selling or you should be opening it or enjoying it and not properly investing in it. Because it's not an investment. It isn't. It just isn't. Anyway, guys, it's your boy Kenny Boulder. If you like this content, like, subscribe, and comment. If you know someone who has gambling addiction, give them help. Support them. Be there for them. And you guys can get through this. I know you can. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care.